Okay, in this video we're going to set up our sidebar. So I'm back here at the Blogger interface, and I'm going to go to add a gadget, and we're going to look at how to add gadgets to your Blogger blog. Now, some of these gadgets will be helpful to your blog. Others may not necessarily hurt your blog, but they're not really going to help it much. I'm going to go through the ones that I think are going to be the most beneficial. I would recommend against doing follow by email, because this means that when you do a post, people who have signed up for this, your new article or new video will show up in their email, so they never really have to come visit your site, and we don't want that. We want them to have to come to the site to read your articles and your updates. Popular posts, I would recommend doing this one because people are going to come to your site, and you're going to find that certain posts get more traffic than others, and this lets new site visitors which of your posts are the most popular. So I would definitely do this one. And in the early going of your blog, you're not going to have too many posts. You may not even have even one popular one, but go ahead and put it up for now. And as people come to your site, you will find that certain articles are going to get more traffic than others, and that's important information for you. So we click on Popular Posts. Just leave all the default settings, save, and right here it is, View Blog. And here are the popular posts. This site is starting to get some traffic, and you can see that certain posts are getting more page views than others. We're going to go back to Blogger interface. This was just the test sidebar that I had up. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, we've got one thing on our sidebar here, and you can change the position of this. I'll show you how to do that, because we're going to have others down here. Let's go to add a gadget again. Let's go to the next one. Blog stats. Yes, this is a good one to have. And again, when you first get your blog going, there's not going to be a whole lot of stats. In other words, there's not going to be a whole lot of record of page views. I would go ahead and say, even though your blog is new, go ahead and put that up, because I think when people come to your site and they can see how many people have been visiting your site on any particular day, week, or month, it adds more credibility to your blog. They can say, wow, this particular blog gets, 100, 200, 300 hits a day. And so it gives you more credibility. They think, this is obviously a good blog. A lot of people are visiting it. So click on blog stats. You can do the all-time page views. You can go last 30 days, last 7 days. You decide. I tend to go by the month, so I'm going to click on that. You can decide which of the figures here that you want. I tend to prefer this one. And if you click on Animate Counter, then you can physically see these numbers rolling as people visit your site. So I would click that too and save. And let's view. So, page views last month, 150. Now I'll decide if I want the page views last month on top here, or if I want popular posts up top. Okay, let's go back to the interface. Add a gadget. AdSense. We're going to talk about this separately. We are going to add AdSense to our blog, but I want to talk about that in a subsequent video when we get to talking about how to monetize your blog. Followers is a good one. If you put this up, then people can follow your blog. In other words, when you put up a new article or a new video, they will get an alert that you have posted something new on your blog, and then they can come to your blog and see the new thing that you've posted. I do put this up on some sites. Probably will not put it up on this site, however. I do want to show it to you, though, so you know what it looks like. Okay, here we are on one of my blogs, and this particular blog has to do with parenting, but not just parenting in general, specifically parenting children and teens with high-functioning autism and Asperger's. And as you can see right here, I have the follow gadget. If they have a pic, their picture will also show up. So this is kind of good to have. It adds more of a community feel to your blog. Okay, I'm back at the Blogger interface, and here we are with gadgets again. So we just talked about followers. So now, search box. Yes, definitely want a search box, because people come to your site and they don't want to have to look over in the list of articles or the blog archive and try to hunt up what they want. With a search bar, they can come to your site, they can type in a keyword term, and then the blog post that, if you have a blog post that has any information related to their keyword, then that pops up. So we definitely want the search box. Click on search box. Search this blog. Now, here it is right here. But I think it's important to have it above the blog post. So all you have to do is left click and hold the left mouse button down and just drag it over and put it on top of blog posts. Save. Let's see what we got. You see here is search bar. Continue, add a gadget. HTML, we will talk about this at some point. Whenever you have some HTML code, and I'm going to talk to you probably in the next video about putting up a newsletter, and you'll need to paste some code into your blog here, and that's when you would use this. So we'll talk about the JavaScript HTML at some point in the future here soon as well. Text, this is where you would want to use this text box in the case that you want to have some content up there, but you don't necessarily want it in a blog post. Let's say you wanted a little snippet of an article over on the sidebar and not necessarily in the blog posting itself. You would use that. Labels is a good one because you will have certain posts that will be related to one another. Let's say, for example, you had a weight loss blog. Well, you're going to have different categories as you talk about weight loss. For example, some of your posts will be about supplements. Some of your posts will be about diet. Some of your posts will be about different exercises. So in that case, those three labels would be supplements, diet, and exercise. So you go to, when you do a posting, I'm just going to go to one of my previous posts here. You've put in your video. If you have a video, you've typed in your text and everything. And then down here, you will see where it says labels. And here you would want to put in the general category that this particular post would fit into. Now, the reason that is important is because with the gadget, once you type in your labels on your individual posts, you can come down here and click on labels. I tend to prefer the word categories. Or you could even use the word topics. Click Save. We're going to put that underneath page views. Click Save. View blog. And now, as you can see, since I have previously put some labels in the blog posts, they show up here. Topics. People come to your site, they don't want to have to hunt around. They came there for one reason, they want to find it quick. And if they don't see it, they can quickly use the search bar to find it. Or they come over here to topics and scroll down. So far we have one posting for SEO, 2 postings regarding YouTube videos, and 2 postings regarding setting up your first blog. Does that make sense? Okay. Subscription links is another good one to have, and this is just another convenient way for your site visitors to subscribe to your blog, and then whenever you put up a new post, they will get an alert about that. So we'll add that. So here we have that. Subscribe to this blog. The blog archive, you definitely want this because this is going to list your articles as you write them. I tend not to like blog archive. I'd rather put articles / videos. I'm probably going to put this underneath page views. Save. View blog. So here's your articles, videos by date. Okay. And then the last thing is the page header. And we have already done that. In fact, I think we did that in video 2, I believe, when we made our own banner. So I may change my mind. So if you come to the site and you see that I've changed a few things with respect to the sidebar, don't be too terribly surprised, because as things go on here, I may decide to add a few things and maybe reposition the things that I have up now. These are the main ones, though, that you should be concerned about. The subscribing to your blog, page views, articles, labels, or in this case we called it topics, popular posts. Now, in the next video, we're going to talk about some other things that you should consider putting in your sidebar, but it's not necessarily a blogger gadget per se. So there's some other things that you can't just pop in here from Blogger, but you really do need to consider having them in the sidebar. For example, a way for people to subscribe to your newsletter, just as one example. We'll talk about that in the next video, and we're going to continue to build this sidebar because it really should be the same length as your postings. And we're going to talk about that too. In other words, how many postings should you have when people first come to your site. Okay, we'll see you in part 6, I believe. Okay.